All right, we ready to do this thing?
Hold on, me, mo. Okay.
That was your warm up.
Yeah, I got my throat warmed up. I'm ready to go. I
Hey,
played like 12 hours of 7 days last night.
yeah.
Why didn't you invite me, you fuck?
I think you're already in bed.
With your
Started at
mom.
started at 11.
You're like, I think you were already in bed. Power's like, good point. he's like, you're right.
Yeah, you got me there.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, we're back. The Graveyard Shift Movie Podcast this week, throwing it back to Maverick's pick with Color Out of Space, which originally when I looked it up, I thought it was 2019, but now I think it's a 2020 release. I was looking, I think it came
Yeah,
out in
well,
January.
some places were saying 2019, some were saying 2020, but
Yeah. But I'm gonna go with 2020 just so I can say we're on
yeah.
that new. but anyway, um, I don't know what it was about this movie, and I still can't really tell if it was the greatest thing I'd ever seen or the worst thing I'd ever seen. But I really liked it. I watched it twice. I bought the Blu-ray.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Dude, I don't know how I feel about
Yeah.
this godforsaken movie.
Well, go ahead. Give me your score, Maverick.
Alright, to preface this, it's either the best, worst movie I've ever seen, so good that, or so bad that it was good, or just a totally, like, fucking bad movie. So, I think I'm gonna go with, like, an even 5, because I still don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Baggins, what you got for us?
I give it like a 7 out of 10. It was cool as fuck.
Yeah. Tyler, I know you're the biggest fan of this movie of all of us.
I'm going to give it a 2, and that's just for the graphics that I'm not even sure I could see.
Jesus.
As a
Yeah.
colorblind guy, I think a lot of this movie lost a lot of its luster, but
Yeah.
I was like, this is something.
Yeah.
I hated it the whole time. I hated it.
What? A 2?
And that's being real generous.
Wow. All right. Well,
Real generous.
we're gonna spoil this movie for you, so go watch it because this movie's crazy. And come back, and you can listen to this.
Please come back. Don't judge us based on this movie. Like
This
it's
movie's
not our
great,
fault.
man. All right. So anyway, let's discuss. So, yeah, I don't. So this is an HP Lovecraft story. Which is it a book or is it just like a short story, Tyler? You know
Well,
more about him.
all his shit is short stories. None of them are
Oh,
really
is it?
books. Yeah, they're all like 200 pages. He would call them like stories, but
Hmm.
they're all like skits, you know.
Yeah.
And you know me, huge fan.
Mm-hmm.
Huge fan.
Which, like, this movie seemed like it was like a 2020 version of whatever the original story was. I'm sure the original story wasn't like, oh, our Wi-Fi is down and stuff, you know. Um, but yeah, so H.P. Lovecraft story that apparently this guy wanted to do since the 90s, but he just now got a chance to do it. Um, but yeah, I loved it. It was crazy. I went the first 20 minutes being like, this is awful. And like they're sitting at the dinner table and everyone's like shitting on his food, even though I was like, it looks alright. Like it's duck and pork and like some spices. And the kid's like, I like duck. And he's like, everybody likes ducks. Yeah.
Yeah, I love ducks.
Everybody loves ducks.
But then, like, 15 minutes in, once that meteor crashes, like, this movie is crazy. And, like, I loved it. It was wild.
It,
It was so much of it was shit. The whole thing was so like none of them. Like the only good actor in the whole movie was
Tommy
the fucking dog.
Oh.
Like everyone else, like Nicolas Cage is like leaving the reservation before the meteor even hit.
yeah.
I think I messaged you, and at first I was like, man, this is terrible. Like, Nick Cage is doing so terrible. And then after a while, I just had to respect how weird he was getting with this role. And he was going in and out of a Donald Trump accent. It's shit, and I don't know what that was about still, but
Yeah, his role in this was fucking weird, dude. Like it was that like he had like bipolar disorder. Like he was flip flopping, and like you could tell that that's what he was going for. Like one second he's like
Yeah.
super down to earth and chill. The next second he's like super like on roids, like just fucking out of his mind.
I thought I was watching Face Off again. I was like, what is going on?
But yeah,
Was that a hit movie by John Woo, right? Back so.
Did
Yeah.
Face Off.
Oh shit. But who did they ever explain what the deal was with his dad though? Because the whole movie they sort of talked about like he's like I'm not like my dad and stuff like that. Did they ever
No.
mention it
Nothing.
or just sort of left it up?
There's so much shit that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, like what's up with the daughter? Her whole vibe is weird.
The vibe of
Yeah.
the daughter was weird, running around with a Necronomicon and stuff.
Yeah,
They're like, we're gonna make her like a Wiccan witchcraft lady
hmm
for no reason. It's
No.
gonna serve no part in anything.
Yeah, like it never worked, right? Like
No,
unless I
it's-
missed something.
yeah, it didn't do shit.
Yeah.
But like the thing I hated is very early in the movie, the meteor starts like whistling and talking to the kid. And then all of a sudden it hatches this weird tentacle praying mantis
Praying
Yeah.
mantis, yeah.
like creature. And I was like, oh, this I can get into this. This is neat. What else is gonna pop out? And they're like, nah, fuck that. Everything's just gonna be society type monsters from here on out. Have fun. We're just gonna make everyone glue like and meld into each other.
Yeah. Are you telling
The
me
fucking llamas.
you didn't like
boy.
the alpacas, please? You know how
Oh,
expensive
shit.
those
Oh,
are?
shit, you got me. The fucking
You gotta milk
alpacas,
the
dude.
alpacas. It was
It was
Jeez.
the alpacas and the dog, right? They were all blended together.
Was
yeah.
it the dog with it?
The
I
dog
didn't
was
notice
there.
the
They
dog.
show like the dog like growling at him and stuff.
I really dug the like the light visuals, right? Where it was like
Yeah,
and when they went to the other world.
Mhm.
If that
I
makes
thought
sense.
I thought they were gonna show more of like the light visuals, but they only had budget for like 30 seconds, so that's all we saw.
In every game or anything you play, if you remember when it shows the world and it goes up and it shows that like pedestal or whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah,
everything from HP Lovecraft that people like do, Cthulhu's always like above there standing on that or leaning on it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh shit, they put him in, and then there was nothing there.
No.
Like the
Yeah.
thing was empty, and I was like, this looks like there's supposed to be something there. And I have a feeling they just backed out at the last second. So,
Going back to what Maverick said a little bit ago about how Nicolas Cage would go in and out of mood swings. You remember the when shit's kicking off and he gets back and the alpacas are out and he's like, I told you to put them up and stuff. And then he like goes off on the daughter and he's like, just get the fuck out of my sight, okay? Actually, I'll get out of yours.
he's like, I'll do you a favor, get the fuck out of your sight. And I was like, oh god, Nick Cage.
I
Jesus.
laughed so hard.
And at that point, I was like, I'm sitting on the couch, like just dumbfounded. I had the dumbest look on my face.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm so sorry I made y'all watch this goddamn movie.
I was swearing at you so much. I was like, where the fuck is this guy? He needs to get on Discord now. I was so mad, but
I was
Yeah.
like, oh fuck, dude, what did I do? I was
Yeah.
like,
Nothing has been fucking this place up.
Why are you so in denial?
Okay, you know, I've had it with your drama, Lavinia. So do me a favor and get the fuck out of my sight, okay? No, actually, I'll save you the trouble and get the fuck out of yours.
I think they tried to do something, and it never like came full circle to where like Nick Cage kept smelling that horrible sound.
Yeah, he was the only
The
one that
kid
could
kept
smell
seeing
it.
the color or whatever, hearing the whistle. Like the girl kept seeing the color. The mom went in that zone where she chopped all her hand off.
Cut her
but
2 fingers off, yeah.
I don't know what, because she was having like crazy mood swings too, right? Because she was like, "Fix the fucking dish."
Mm-hmm.
But then you had poor Benny, who seemed like they just added him for no reason.
Benny's the pothead kid, right?
Yeah. They just added him for nothing, and he was just there. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, he was the one who would lose track of time, right?
yeah.
Where he was like, "I went to the field, and then it's nighttime." Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So-
no, he wasn't. The sister did too. She fucking passed out.
That girl's so horrible. I can tell they wanted her to be like the main character. And I was
Yeah.
hoping she would have filmed that well a long time.
Can we? Is there a main character in this movie though?
Well, it has to be Nick Cage.
I think
right?
Nicolas
The
Cage
$1 million
becomes the
actor.
main character. Yeah.
But you could also argue that fuck, what the light skinned dude is.
Yeah,
Because
the
he's
black
the
guy.
one.
The
What
water.
the fuck is his name?
The hydrologist.
The
The
hydrologist.
hydrologist.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't remember his name though.
It's Ward something. I don't remember.
that sounds about right.
Yeah, you could argue that he's the main character, but he disappears for like 45 minutes of this
The
movie.
whole
does.
middle of the movie,
He
he's not
does,
in it.
yeah.
Yeah.
He goes back to town hall and he's like, "There's something wrong with the water."
Yeah.
Yeah, you like how the was it the mayor? She's running for mayor again or some shit, and he goes there and it's like that shot of like the town hall building, and then she's talking about like how the water is shit or something.
Hmm.
And I didn't catch all of it, but
Yeah.
I feel like there was a little bit of insight there.
Yeah, well, the whole time they were talking about how the water and stuff was going bad, and they had the scene with Tommy Chong and them where the water was like all brown, and he was like, "It's probably
Yeah.
just rust, man." And the dude was like, "I don't think so," and and then it's like, "Oh, the aliens are like poisoning the water and stuff. You can't." Because then at the end of the movie, the hydrologist dude is like, "I'll never drink water again," or something like that.
Yeah. The
He,
water's down
yeah.
deep, but
Yeah.
they don't have to worry about me drinking it.
Yeah.
You know? The ending was the only cool part. Is that very end where like,
Everything's white.
well, before that too, like that last 10 minutes or whatever, where the
Mhm.
guy's like monologuing. Well, from where Tommy Chong starts monologuing, all the way till the
That was
end.
pretty good. It was a pretty good
The
scene.
last 15 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they would have just done a better job of editing Nicolas Cage out of this movie before that, then maybe it would have been good.
No.
How'd y'all
man.
like him coming back to life though? Like, the
Did
dude
he
goes
come
the
back to
house.
life though, or was
Yeah,
that
I
just
feel like-
the color or whatever messing with them? Because he was talking in like everyone's voices.
Yeah. No, I feel like he grabbed dude and fucking chucked him across the room.
Yeah.
All right,
Trying
we
to
need to
kill
talk about the elephant in the room that y'all are tap dancing around,
Okay.
and that's this fucking horrible mom creature in the attic
I love
that
it,
looked
man.
like a cockroach.
the spider like mom or whatever.
Yeah.
Listen, we gotta walk before you run, Tyler. Okay, we
This-
can't just jump into this.
That thing, I saw it and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" At that moment, I was like loading guns to go to Maverick's house. So
Yeah.
I was like, "No,
It did
that ain't
kind
gonna get
of.
me."
It did kind of seem like it's like the guy wanted to do more practical effects, but couldn't. So then he was like, "I got it. We're gonna make a spider creature in the attic, so that we can have a practical head explosion and the blood splatter and stuff." But I liked it, man. I liked it.
So what I'm gonna
I didn't like that part.
You didn't like
Yeah,
the spider
it was
part?
horrible.
That was like when
You
I
like the
said
kid?
that movie was cool, minus a few parts.
Minus a few parts. Oh.
Well, you have that creature thing, and you're like, okay, well, it's turning into mutated stuff. Everyone's going crazy, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then later on, the sheriff gets nabbed by a tree.
A tree.
Yeah,
Like, and I'm like,
Just
what?
taken.
Yeah, and at first I'm like, oh, it's smothering him, and then it like and sticks him in the mouth. I was like,
Yeah.
oh god. Yeah.
That's the only part that kind of spooked me because it kind of just it like zips them out, right? Like you don't even
Mm-hmm.
they don't even show you that it could do that, and then when it does, it's already got somebody.
Do you remember right before the meteor crashes or whatever it was, there's a scene of the daughter and she has her eyes closed, but like something's moving underneath her eyes. And at first I was like, is that just her eyes? But like your eyes don't like bulge out and like zip zap
Hers
around
probably do. Like
with her Wiccan eyes or whatever.
no, I'm just saying like if you close your eyes and move them, your eyes bulge and move like that. Yeah, it's doing it, Thomas.
Is it
I
doing
swear
it?
to God, it is. I swear to God. It was just her like deep in thought or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I said, that girl is the worst part of the movie,
Mm.
I thought Nick Cage
and that's
was
saying a
cool.
lot considering Nicolas Cage was in this movie.
Listen.
Yeah.
Nick Cage carried this movie on his back.
Have you ever seen Raising Arizona?
No.
It's like Nicolas Cage is one of his first movies, if not his first. Amazing. He blows it away. He's so good and like that and like The Rock and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you watch something like this and you're like, what? Okay. Like it's two different people. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Cage was like watching himself on TV, and he was like, "For fuck's sake!" Like,
Yeah.
Give me a comb.
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't say UFO. You said UFO.
Yeah.
The kids were laughing their asses off. That shit was funny.
Yeah, it's funny as fuck.
What about the 10-minute scene of him freaking out in the car when it won't start, and
My
it just shows him
favorite-
punching everything?
My
the whole
favorite
time.
part of the movie.
So good. He
Cox-
fucking hit the room.
Cox- Oh man! Every time I
watched
saw
it.
that, I laughed again.
I watched that movie with Cameron. Me and him just looked at each other. We were laughing, dude. He was freaking the fuck out.
You cocksucker! You fucking cocksucker! You cocksucker! You cocksucker! Ah, 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 ah,
Yeah.
Oh,
It
that's
reminded
so
me.
good.
It kind of reminded me of his freak out in Mandy, where he's sitting on the toilet and he just did all the cocaine. And he's like, ah.
No, it's after he downs the bottle of tequila or whiskey.
That's
whatever.
right. Yeah, yeah. He gets the,
Okay,
the
guys.
mountain of cocaine later.
I gotta say this right now. Mandy, amazing, amazing movie. This, not. But they still have the same. What, like, I don't want to say source material or whatever, but it's like this super like art film crazy vibe to them. I don't know how to describe it. There's gotta be a word.
Is it
for
made by the same guy?
It's made by one of the same people. Because I remember they
Oh,
talk about
shit.
how when they were making Mandy, I watched the behind the scenes or whatever, and when they were making Mandy, they talked about doing this movie, and then the guy wrote up like a bullshit contract and slapped it down to Nick Cage and was like, "We're gonna make this movie," and Nick Cage was like, "All right, buddy," signed this little paper contract.
I gotta think because the guy who did Mandy was like he's some weird Spanish dude.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his name,
Well,
but it's like,
the directors aren't the same, but like the
Yeah.
producers or whatever are the same that made Mandy.
well, those guys just cut checks. They don't do nothing.
Yeah,
But
but
unless I'm mistaken, anyways. But like Mandy was good and this was bad. I don't know why. Because watching this movie the whole time, I was like, why don't I like this?
yeah.
I'm like, what is it about this movie? And like,
I also saw in that behind the scenes that praying mantis that you hated, they said was the most difficult thing to make in this whole movie. VFX.
no, I love the
wise.
praying mantis.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't like it when
I loved it. I wished
Yeah,
everything
you
was
liked
like that. If everything, I don't know what color it was.
it was like ultraviolet or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, if everything
Fucking
was like
pink.
that, like if they had brought Sam back looking like that, or what was the cat's name?
G Spot.
G-Spot.
So if G-Spot was like super ultraviolet, like futuristic space alien looking,
Mm-hmm.
and they went with that with like the alpacas and all the animals and everything, great movie. But somewhere along the line, they went, "Listen, we did this for this bug. It was expensive. We're just gonna rip the flesh off of everything else."
Well,
Yeah.
they said it was radiation burn, but for some reason the people didn't get it, just the animals.
Well, you could say Nick Cage's arms were fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean he's the only one. Like
Yeah.
no one else.
Well, it fused the other two together. That's kind of radiation, isn't it? Like,
That was the fucking alpacas and the fucking dog.
well, the
No,
parents.
the
Yeah, the
kid
mom
and the
and the
mom
kid.
got fused together.
Yeah, that came from the barn where the alpacas
Well,
were.
the light, yeah, it came out of the barn. But I don't think the
Yeah.
alpacas were like, take this.
Nah, they fucking Kamehameha that hoe. They
Yeah.
fucking yeah.
It
That
was
shit was
just-
weird, dude.
I didn't
It's
notice until the second time around that after he kills the mom and then he like points the gun at the kid, that the kid goes, "Daddy."
Yeah, daddy.
Yeah. And he goes, "They're not my family."
Did anyone
Yeah, he
find
was
Right.
out of it.
how they kept calling the little one baby?
Baby, yeah. I thought it was kind of weird.
Like, it's okay, baby. What's wrong, baby? And they like made. I was like, his name's Jack.
Which-
like, it's not that hard to say.
Yeah, I'm sure people talk to their kids like that, but for some reason it seemed weird in this movie. I was like, I don't know what it is about it.
Oh, yeah. What is this unconditional love? Get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a joke with my dad that when we were going to surgery, he looked so nervous. I was like, I thought you might have given me a hug. And
What is love?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think like I said, I think that girl ruined this whole movie for me. Like the 20-minute like intro where she's like doing her witch stuff out in the middle of nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
and her being the biggest cunt to this guy in the beginning of this film for
She
no
really
reason.
was being mean to Nick Cage for no reason.
Well, no, I'm talking about the poor water guy.
Oh, the water
Hydrologist.
dude.
Yeah. He was like, "Hey," and she was like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
I was like, "What?"
He was
I
interrupting
mean, you can
her
argue.
witchcraft.
Yeah, you can argue. He just like came onto their property.
You could also
out of
argue
the
he was just
blue.
asking for directions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but
Yeah, that scene wasn't as long as I remember, because like I remember hating that part, and then when I watched it the second time, like it's still bad, but it wasn't as long as I remember. But yeah, her like Elden gods, whatever she's saying. Yeah, it was weird.
Well, I mean, the Cthulhu world's all about the ancient gods or the old
Mhm.
ones or whatever. But she didn't talk to any. None of that was like that. And the thing with this fucking horse, I feel like someone got an idea. Like whoever wrote this movie, like listened to everyone else. They're like, we should give her a horse and make her like a badass. It'll be cool. And then that horse did nothing in this whole
Yeah.
movie. Like I know the name. That name of that horse is Comet, and there's no reason I should know that.
Yeah.
Because she wrote it once in the beginning, and then they tried to run off on it, and it just ran off.
Hey,
And it made for one of the worst scenes in the film when the cop and the water guy were driving up the road. They go,
the water
"That's Ladinian's horse." Hold on. And I was like, "Why were you not speeding?"
cuts the
again?
lights
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, like
Richard Stanley wrote and directed this movie. There you go. And behind the scenes, he's talking, and he's got like long black hair, and he like rolls his own cigarettes, and he's like, "Yeah, I made the fucking movie." He's like- he was so cool in the behind the scenes. Yeah. But do you remember also a part I thought was weird is right before he starts doing the interviews where he's like, "God, look at me, give me a comb." Is the cops are like, "What happened here?" And he's like, "Well, listen, just went upstairs and me and the wife started banging."
yeah.
And I was like, "Why are you telling these people this, Nick Cage?" But which they never. I assume she had cancer, but they never talk about what
Well,
surgery
she
she
just
had.
said
Right?
heal my mom's cancer or whatever.
Yeah. She did. Yeah, she did say that, but like I assumed she was gonna whip off her hair at some point.
Yeah, I felt like
She's
that
gonna
was
be
gonna
bald.
happen.
So this guy made a bunch of Dr. Moreau movies.
Mm-hmm.
He made a bunch of weird stuff.
He made some flick in the '90s that apparently a lot of people liked, but then
Brady,
that was the last
Hardware,
movie he made for like 20
Dust
years.
Devil.
I think it might have been Dust Devil. I don't know. But what was I saying? I blinked out. Oh yeah, but that woman, the one who plays the wife, I messaged Bags about this. I totally didn't realize that it was the blonde from Event Horizon who ends up making it out, and at the end is in the pod and has the like, "You're all right, you're safe
that's
with me."
her?
Yeah, that's her, the one who lived in Event Horizon.
I don't want to be mean, but the years have not been nice to her.
Yeah,
Like, when did
Old as
Event
shit.
Horizon
Yeah,
come
but
out?
that,
Event
That
Horizon
movie's old
was
as hell.
97, so it's been 23 years.
sounds about right. Yeah.
But she's in other stuff. I've seen her in other things.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I just remember watching like the behind the scenes and being like, "Oh, she's in Event Horizon." I was like, "Holy shit!" But that meteor scene, one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when the lightning just keeps hitting the meteor.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looked real dope. Which I hope they would have explained how they did that in behind the scenes because it looked all practical, but they never talked about it. So I was like, oh, whatever. But I thought it was dope looking.
A lot of the color stuff that were just crazy. It was
Yeah, the
it was really good in this movie.
Yeah.
So, so the guy who did Mandy was like Pantos something something. Pantos Cosmatos. So picture of him too, but
Cause
I
this
don't know.
loud ass dog snoring in the back.
Oh, you can hear that. Hey, hey! You shut up.
Dude, you're trying to sleep.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, there was nothing in this movie that got me, man. Like,
I thought it was spooky.
one thing it did well
Oh, go ahead.
was like the music with the the flow of the movie and the music effects were well, right? Like when that girl had her stomach's upset and she looks like she's 90 years old.
Mm-hmm.
When she's like going inside and she hears the whistle back for the first time, it's like there's like a low like tune playing, and then she hears the whistle and it's like bah! And like it's very man-ish.
Do you guys know if, because they play that whistle a lot, increasingly more throughout the movie, but it only seems like certain characters at certain times can actually hear that whistle. Like sometimes
I
it
never
would
heard the
play,
whistle.
sometimes it would play and like they just never would acknowledge it, and I was like, do they not hear this? Like,
Maybe you're the. I didn't hear a whistle the whole movie. It's just you. You heard it. You're the special one.
how did
You're
you
the
not
little
hear this
retard kid with
movie?
the glasses.
Yeah.
That's you. No, I only heard it like for that scene, and that's the only time.
Oh no, that thing plays through that whole movie. I reviewed himself, but still talking.
Yeah, it played throughout the whole fucking movie, dude.
Yeah. To the point that when I was going to sleep that night, like, I messaged Tyler and I was like, I can still hear this fucking whistle.
Oh god.
Yeah, it stuck with me.
But yeah, horrible movie, man. Like
It
the
was
problem
cool.
is I watch these movies, and I've said this before, and I'm waiting to be like engrossed in like in this film. And it doesn't work, right? Like it just seems like it's a good ride, not like a thoughtful ride, right? So I don't know. Maybe I'm too hard on it.
I thought it was weird when they have that scene with the hydrologist and like the car turns on behind them and the music's playing in the car and stuff, and it's a spooky scene, and then it just goes to daytime. And like nothing came of it or anything. I was like, okay, I guess that was just a one-off.
It's weird. That's the only time it does it.
That's the only time well, except for when it kills Nick Cage's car, but
Yeah, but you don't see that.
no,
It
he just can't start it.
And all the phone calls they try to make, and they're like, "It's just a dial tone." I'm like, "It's a cell phone, dude. There's no dial tone on a cell phone."
You
Like,
you watched this movie with headphones on, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Did you hear, like, were they saying any words when they would call each other and their voices sounded real weird? Were they saying anything that I missed?
I watch it with headphones and with closed captioning on.
Oh shit.
And no, I kept waiting to hear like the voice of the alien, or
Like an
whatever,
alien voice, yeah.
being like "dog" or "we come" or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or magenta because the color was a thing. I was kind of mad with that one, but it was nothing. But it sounded scary, right?
It did sound
Like,
scary, yeah. It sounded
But I don't-
scary, but then when Tommy Chong later is like, I caught him in the floor, man, and it's just like, it didn't sound scary at all.
Yeah, I didn't really hear nothing. I just heard static. Like that was.
I
it.
think that was it, yeah. And the guy was like, yeah, it sounds weird, but it's probably just water.
He's
or
like,
something."
that's really out there, and I was like, yeah.
And he's
really?
like, they came off the rock, man.
No, what he said, it's not out there, man. It's in here.
Yeah.
And I was like,
He
what?
had one line during that whole thing, too.
Grab some Java, man.
Grab some Java.
Is that the line?
No, keep talk about something else while I find this.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Is this movie made to be scary? Or was it made to be
I don't
like...
think
Because this is how I looked at it. Aliens came there and it was killing all the people, right? But in my mind, it wasn't. It was the alien came here and it's just like converting the world to be its own place, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
if people died or whatever, that was just... They weren't out to get anybody. They were just caught in the
I don't know.
restructuring of the world.
That cop got fucked up. Yeah.
That's the one thing that doesn't make sense is that cop.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because
Well,
he shot Nick Cage.
did they
right
kill-
before
He was
that.
white.
Did they kill Tommy Chong, too? Because he was like a skeleton when they found him later.
Yeah, they sucked the life out of
Sucked
him.
No,
him out.
if you saw him, like that guy was on another level, like altogether, right? Like he knew shit that was going on, that
Yeah.
like the rock dropping and everything, and it was like, how does he know any of this?
Yeah. It
But
was,
he looked peaceful. He didn't look like he was anything was wrong.
yeah, he knew, man. He was like,
Yeah,
let's go with
so
it.
I think he just went with the flow.
The line I was thinking of, by the way, back to that scene, was G-Spot was like missing, and then the guy was like, "I'll keep a lookout for G-Spot," and he's like, "You might see her, but you won't recognize her, man."
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was the best part of this movie.
He was the best part of this movie. He was great. Which, behind the scenes, he talked about how he stayed away from horror movies because he was like, you know, you don't want to wake up those demons, man. You don't know what'll happen. And I was like, man, Tommy Chong, you're so high. But yeah, I liked it. He's like 84 years old too. He's an old man.
Yeah, he's up there, man.
Yeah. I didn't think he was that old, but he is.
But I'm like I said, the whole movie was just. I still don't know what to make of it. I still don't think it was good.
You're telling me it didn't win you over when Nick Cage just started biting all the tomatoes and throwing them in the trash can?
Slam dunk. Like, so fuck.
Yeah.
Oh god.
He's
Fix
like,
the dish. Slam dunk.
The whole thing, like when he was picking them, he goes peaches, and then he walked over to the peaches. I was like, what am I watching? Like I sat here with like my gun in my hand, like why shouldn't I just end it now? I was like, I'm already in hell. It couldn't be worse.
He picks up a tomato and he's like, "Look at you, beauties!" And it's like this fucking deformed ass.
Well, those are like
Someone
heirloom
ran it
tomatoes.
over.
Yeah.
It. Oh, it was the ugliest tomato I ever done seen.
That's
boy.
prime BLTs right there.
yeah.
Fucking-
He slams all the tomatoes, and his wife's like, fucking clean it up, and walks out. And he's like, sounds good, honey.
Yeah, flips back over.
Well, there's a cut like when he was describing the smell, and his son was like crying in bed.
Are you listening to me?
You know, I did everything I was supposed to do. I followed every fucking rule in the book. In the end, they still fucking taste like shit. So you know what? Fuck that. Okay, coming up. You know what?
Okay, stop it! Stop it!
Slam dunk.
You know what? Just do something about that dish. All right.
And he comes in and goes, oh, that smell. Disinfectant death. And he just starts going on this rant. And the kid just starts crying more.
Yeah.
And it's like he had no clue where the fuck he was.
Was that whiskey or bourbon he was drinking?
Well, I mean, bourbon is just a type of whiskey.
Oh, well, it was whiskey,
I
right?
thought it was scotch.
Was it Scott?
I think he said it. I had a
something.
little bit of bourbon, last night, but
Yeah,
this night
yeah.
I was.
He was sober.
He like the first time you see him drink it, I think right after the meteor hits, he fucking dips his fingers in the cup and puts it in his nose, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, he's trying to get that smell out.
Yeah, I just thought that was crazy.
The smell that only he can smell. Everyone
Yeah,
else
no
can't
one
smell
else
it.
said anything about.
I thought they were gonna go a creep show route for a while. He was like having the scales and stuff grow on him. At first, I thought this movie was gonna be like the creep show with Stephen King, where the meteor lands and then fucking plants just start growing and shit. But it was completely different.
I mean, it's still kind of.
Still kinda ish, but
Yeah, right. Like a meteor falls and it terraforms the planet.
mm-hmm.
So somehow the meteor hits. The fucking meteor gets into the well somehow. Like
Yeah.
it disappears, gets into the well, and then like throughout the movie, every time they look at the well, it's just like slowly turning everything like crazy looking.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if y'all noticed that. I'm sure y'all did. It was pretty noticeable, but just no one ever acknowledged it in the movie. I was like, yo, your well is kind of turning colors. Like
Yeah.
these red flowers are popping up, and no one's saying shit.
Yeah.
Like,
And then dude's like, I'm gonna go down and get my dog. Fucking
I think I
idiot.
could see him moving, and
Yeah.
like it's just dirty water, there's no movement, and I'm like,
I didn't.
okay.
I remember. I didn't like that effect. Don't they show him like getting grabbed and like sucked down in or something?
They just show the light like coming up at him.
No, the crazy part is he slapped on Grandpa's fucking goggles.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
whips
like
them out and
before
just
it
puts them
happened.
on.
And I was like, maybe this guy's onto something. Maybe that's what.
Yeah,
you know,
this is
works
gonna
or whatever.
come. Yeah,
And
something's
it
gonna
was
come to this.
pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't do shit. He died.
yeah. I was
He
like,
lives in the well now.
Yeah.
Like, oh god.
Yeah, I thought that motherfucker was coming back when it
Yeah, I did
like
too.
made a point to show him cover his eyes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's coming back to save the day. This motherfucker's flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's living in the greenhouse now,
He's
bitch.
swimming in the fucking well, boys.
Yeah.
It's like I said, the whole thing. Like the weird part is, and like I said, I don't see color all that well.
Mm-hmm.
But before the meteorite lands and Nick Cage is about to lay some pipe,
Yeah, he is.
Yay.
doesn't the ground shake? Isn't everything trembling and all kinds of stuff?
Yeah.
And like, why would that happen if the meteor isn't even there yet? Like, you see all the
I don't
colors
know.
and stuff, and all this crazy shit starts happening, and then that like explosion of
Yeah.
it hitting. But like before that happens, all that other shit takes place, and they don't even make a point that they were like drinking a bunch of stuff up to that point because they got the water earlier, but that was before the rock had fallen.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't even have it in them. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. And then there's that weird jellyfish in the shower scene.
Jellyfish shower, yeah.
And I was like, what is going on?
We gotta clean the drain.
Clean the drain.
There's shit coming up. Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah. I thought
Oh,
going to some of the criticism I had. I thought the scene where the daughter, after the daughter gets done like praying the demons and cutting herself up, and she walks
That
in
was-
and sees the mom and the kid, she has a very lame scream reaction to it, and I thought they could have just left that out. I was like, you didn't need that reaction. Either that or you needed a second take. Like, yeah. I don't know. Maybe that was just me. I didn't like that one though.
Like, I don't know. You think Nick Cage made this movie like for pennies just because he enjoyed the film?
maybe.
I
What was the budget? You know the budget of this film?
Yeah. Hold on, let me pull it up. He looked like he was really enjoying himself in the behind the scenes and stuff.
Yeah, I mean they're called pet projects or something, right?
Mhm.
Where they want
It
to
had
do something.
a budget. God damn. It had a budget. This is weird too. This is the first time I've seen this. A budget of $6 million to $12 million. They don't have a specific number. Made a box office of only $930,000.
God damn.
Yeah. Back to that scene where he's like, Billy lives in the well now or whatever. I liked it too when the guy's like, where's your family? And he's like, they're all right here.
Right
It's just an empty couch and shit. Yeah. Which then later
Oh, yeah.
on, they do like a little callback and you see all the family sitting there, like resurrected.
But again, that whole thing they're talking about resurrected is before the meteor even hit.
Yeah.
Because they're doing the thing about whose turn is it to wash the dishes? It's your turn. It's your turn, or whatever.
It's your turn to wash the dishes.
So, like, I think that was just Nick Cage's memory or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was hoping at the end they would do a thing to where the whole time it was just Nick Cage crazy and he had just murdered everybody.
It turns out to be like a Shining situation. Yeah.
That's what it looked like when he answered the door covered in blood. And
Why?
the cop and the dude were like, It's
Why did
alright.
he go to the cellar to get wine and they made it like a 3-minute part of the movie?
It
They
never
did.
came back. I don't think they even go to the cellar after that point in the movie.
No, better yet, the hydrologist guy, Ward, the black guy,
Yeah.
knows the cellar's there later and
Yeah.
jumps in there like action packed. And it's like, how did you know the wine cellar was even there?
Yeah,
So,
but
Nick Cage punches it again.
What was-
lays the door out?
was Nick Cage gonna shoot the cop before the cop, or shoot the daughter before the cop shot him, or was he aiming at something else?
I think, okay, well, first of all, up to that point, they had Nick Cage pointing that shotgun at everybody
Everybody.
and not shooting anybody.
Yeah.
but- so I'm not quite sure what happened
'Cause-
in that.
Yeah, at first I was like, I took it as in like he was gonna shoot something else, but it looked like he was aiming at the daughter, and the cop shot him.
I didn't know why that cop shot him either, bro. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was kind of like, what?
He aimed the shotgun at the light thing.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Maybe-
So I was like, is the cop in on it?
maybe the cop gets taken over by an alien right there. Well, but
Well,
that
it would
doesn't
be
make sense because
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. And then that's
Dude,
when he's like dying, and the guy's like, "You gotta come with me," and she's like, "I live here."
Yeah, it's
Do you remember when those cops in town are like, "Do you think this looks strange?" And they like show dude like
All the alpacas
like
and
a
stuff in the bed of the truck.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like how fucking professional is that shit?
yeah.
Well, he was
Hey,
naming all the
Lord, you're
animals.
kind of a scientist. Come over here.
He's
Just
like,
like-
dude, I deal with water, not wild animals.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, I don't have a degree or anything, guys. I answered that on Craigslist.
Yeah. I did like the end when the hydrologist dude is doing his monologue, and he's like, "We don't know what it is. All we know, it was a color out of space." And I was like, "Hey."
And I was like, ugh.
Was that guy smoking a cigarette or a joint
Nah,
at the end of that
smoking a
movie?
Joint. Yeah,
He was
for sure.
okay.
He took dude's stash after he left. Tommy Chong's stash. What was his name in that movie? Like Radar or something?
I don't even remember.
I don't know. I don't remember picking up his name.
It was like Irv or something. God, Ezra. Ezra. That was his name.
Okay.
There you go.
Sounds a lot like Radar.
Radar was the nickname of that Richard Jewell dude. That movie I was telling you about, the Clint Eastwood movie.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the guy from MASH.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know. I liked how he tried to pretend like they were still in the regular world at the end. He's like, a lot of people don't like to talk about it.
Yeah.
Only a few know. And I'm like, no, there's no way this old forest, burnt down and no one noticed.
Yeah.
So
They had in the behind the scenes they had
this
like
guy hydrating.
yeah, they had like 6 minutes of people just talking about working with Nick Cage. This dog is in deep sleep. But yeah, and everyone talking about working with Nicolas Cage and showing how much he enjoyed making the movie. And then they interview the little kid with the glasses, and they're like, "Do you know who Nick Cage is?" And he goes, he was really good in Spider-Verse." I was like,
Oh, God.
I was like, yeah, little kid.
Was that Nick Cage?
He played the Detective Spider-Man. Or Noir
Really?
Spider-Man, yeah, the black and
Yeah.
white one.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's him.
I just remember thinking the other Peter Parker was really good.
The
chubby one.
the chubby one, yeah, who was
Yeah.
crying in the shower and stuff.
Okay, you leave him alone. All right?
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, just
that-
talking about this movie, I've been cracking up laughing, and, like, I hope it's intentional. I hope they know, like, how ridiculous it is. I don't think they're like, nah, this is a serious... People are going to take this, completely seriously.
like I said, I took it serious and regretted every minute of it, but I don't know. It's just so bad coming off of probably our greatest horror movie reviewed yet so far. So it's like going from like a really good scary movie to this kind of, because this wasn't a horror, right? It was billed as a horror, but
It definitely had horror aspects to it. But,
yeah, it was. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Like it wasn't scary at all.
I mean, they had a thing creature in the attic.
They did. I guess, yeah, if you look at it like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said, watch it. Make your own. The visual effects of it alone, minus the creatures, are really good.
Once again, Nicolas Cage, bipolar. He's like feeding the daughter to the mom, and not like 5 minutes later he's shooting their heads off and stuff.
Yeah,
That was
I
the
thought it
weirdest
was for the
part.
sheriff.
When he locked her in there and he goes, "Feed your mother" or whatever.
Yeah.
Feed your mama.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus. But like when the hydrologist like falls down and the grass grows up and it's like the alien
Yeah.
and it's like grabbing his hands and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that whole last 10 minutes was really good.
Yeah.
I would watch that last 15 minutes by itself. Again,
They didn't
but
explain like So at the very end, it just that whole like spot just like blows up into like a dust,
It looked
right?
like it sucked all the color out of it. It was just complete white.
Yeah, just
But it might have
like
been
it
just
got bombed,
dust. Yeah.
I
right?
thought it was like a bomb, like right, like it going nuclear or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it didn't. It wasn't like it was just like a little plot, like maybe an acre at the most, right?
No, it was a lot of land.
I don't know because it zooms out and it's just like it got their home, like their house, the barn, and like that was it pretty
Nah,
much.
I
It didn't
swear
look,
that thing spread like miles.
I
Well,
don't know,
hey,
it didn't look that big.
it'll be playing right here, so we can watch it again.
That doesn't help us now, yeah, but
It doesn't help us right now, no, but yeah.
it,
Also,
it's
I thought it was real gross when they have the scene where first he's gonna kill the wife, and then he like leans down and kisses her, and then, like
Fucking
all the
juices.
goo and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
and he's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get you help. Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna do. And I was like, oh shit.
yeah. And then he didn't go anywhere.
No, he just goes downstairs and starts
He
drinking.
sits down.
Like, dude. Got the TV on, sits back with a drink. And I'm like,
yeah. You want a drink? I'm having one, and then he just walks off.
He's like, not my problem. Oh man. But let me see. Let me come over to some behind the scenes stuff.
I opened my thing to make notes, and then about halfway through the movie, I was like, "This movie's fucked," and I closed the notes,
yeah, you can't.
and I was like,
there's
"I'm not
notes.
taking shit."
Yeah. Oh, here's one I thought y'all might have knew. Did y'all know that Nicolas Cage's dad is Francis Ford Coppola's brother?
I did.
I didn't know that either. Yeah,
I knew that.
August Coppola.
Oh,
Apparently-
Matt's calling him.
Apparently, Nicolas Cage says that his dad was the biggest fan of HP Lovecraft, and he wanted to do an HP Lovecraft movie for his dad.
You know, I want to say that like famous people say shit like that
Yeah.
just to say shit like that.
Or just
Something
get a
about
hold.
Nicolas Cage saying that makes me believe him, though. It's like this is a dude who had to have a yard sale because he bought $1 million comic book. So it's like, yeah,
I don't know. Like actors and actresses in general try to be extra kooky and say shit like that just to like show ass or whatever. Like,
fucking dog.
it's like Woody Harrelson says his dad was a hitman
I'm a gag.
I like-
who went to go kill JFK,
Yeah,
and it's like, did he? You really though?
I saw this too that made me laugh, and it might. I like to believe it's true, but who knows? But it says both Nicolas Cage and writer and director Richard Stanley at one point in their life went into a search for the Holy Grail. So apparently Nicolas Cage is looking for the fucking Holy Grail.
Is that the plot of National Treasure 3
I
or
think
something?
so, yeah. Oh man.
The worst part is the Richard Stanley part, because that's just a dude.
Yeah.
Like, where
I'm
did he
telling
look
you,
for
this
that?
dude was so cool. He had like chickens in the background and stuff of his interview. He was on a farm. Oh man. But yeah. Oh. Let's see. Oh, Tom is gonna die. What's this?
Wow. I didn't realize you could
yeah.
see that. I captioned stuff.
Yeah, I see that.
Didn't realize you could see what the file name was.
Yeah.
So,
Um.
but yeah, I think that's about it for this movie. I can't think of anything else.
Oh. One more thing. Since you love this movie so much, you'll be happy to know that in a Q&A with Richard Stanley, he claimed that this film would be the first of a trilogy, with a Dunwich
Oh,
horror
shit.
adaptation coming next. So look forward to 2 more.
That guy spent $12 million to make $900,000. You think they're gonna let him make anything else?
Who knows, man?
And apparently Nick Cage is signing on to be the new Tiger or whatever guy.
Yeah, Tiger
The
King.
Joe. Yeah.
Joe
So,
Exotic.
Joe, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So but-
Really?
Yeah, apparently they're making a movie about that.
Fun.
Jeez.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think
real
that-
quick,
Okay.
before we wrap up and everything. Well, we can wrap up the movie, but Are there any scary movies you're looking forward to coming out soon?
Yeah, the Unhinged movie.
Oh
with,
yeah, I was just thinking
With
about that.
Russell Crowe?
with
Russell Crowe.
Crowe, yeah, where he's road raging.
No. That movie,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
wanted
know.
to see that shit.
I saw like a 2-second preview of where he gets cut off in traffic. All right, now you gotta say sorry to me, and she's like, "I don't have shit to say to you, bitch." And then, like,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Now I gotta kill you." And
Yeah.
I'm like, that whole premise is stupid as
It's
fuck.
so crazy looking.
I like how Maverick's trying to do different voices, but they just sounded the same.
I was stretching. That was me stretching.
Yeah.
What about that one that only played in drive-in movies called like The Hunter or The Hunted?
The Hunt.
Or, I think it might be
What?
The Hunt.
Yeah, the one.
Didn't
where
that
they
come to
banned it for a
Amazon?
while. It's
think
out.
so.
Yeah, it's out.
Yeah, we can watch that. That's out there. So I'm just curious because I don't know. The New Mutants has a horror vibe to it.
Apparently, the new Doctor Strange movie they're making is supposed to be a horror movie.
Yeah, I mean the guy in there,
can't-
Mephisto, whatever, is a
Yeah, what did he
demon of
make?
dreams.
The guy who's directing it made some horror movie that I've seen before, but I can't think of it. But
I don't know.
yeah. Besides, I don't know any.
Well, COVID really put a stop to a lot of filming. So
Yeah,
the Key and Peele guy might be making another movie too, but we just haven't heard of it.
I saw he was one of the executive producers on. I think they've made like a HP Lovecraft show, and he's like an executive producer. On it.
Yeah, but
Called,
there's
like,
a very
Lovecraft Country or something.
there's a very twist to that though. But
Yeah. Well, I know they have to talk about it because I don't think we've mentioned it so far. Like H.P. Lovecraft, did a lot for the horror genre and made all this shit. Very racist individual though.
yeah,
We won't.
yeah,
He has a
it's-
cat that's black. You could
Okay,
just-
I got you.
yeah.
I've
Just
heard
Google its name. and
Yeah.
you'll know.
and
this. That's great. And he makes movies?
no. Oh. Bag's fucking. It's like, how
He's
dare
alright.
you insult H.P. Lovecraft?
But yeah, it's called whatever you said was the right title. I forgot what it was called, but
Yeah, Lovecraft
HP is-
Country.
yeah. But it's just a show.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, he's back.
Oh.
But yeah. What was I gonna say? I was saying something. I
Listen to you.
don't. You don't listen.
But anyways, so this film, I would say watch it on a big screen. Don't watch it on your phone or something. And bring friends because it's not a scary thing. It's more of a laugh at it. It's a very society vibe to this
It's
show.
yeah,
movie.
it's crazy. It's a great hangout movie.
Yeah.
Feel free to eat. Because you don't have to really pay attention and listen to dialogue, right? You can be chowing down on some wings.
Yeah,
It's
thinking,
nothing to follow.
Thinking back to this movie, I don't think there's anything if I didn't catch that line of dialogue, I wouldn't understand what was happening. I think you get what's going on. It's like, oh, okay, this fucking color. Don't you see a glimpse of the alien at one point on Ezra's security camera? And it looks
Supposedly.
it looks real bad though. I think
You see it crawling up
that's
as well, that's the thing. Remember when the guy had his flashlight and it was doing that weird particle dust stuff?
Yeah. And it was
That
like
was
the
the
shape
alien.
Of a person.
That was it, and that's why all this stuff went crazy because that thing was there. But there's not really an alien, right? This is one of those fucking things. What's this movie where Sandra Bullock can't look at nothing?
Bird Box.
Yeah, there's a bird box alien where you never see the alien.
Oh yeah.
And if you did, you would just hate it anyways.
Yeah.
So,
You ever watch Bird Box, Tom?
no, I hate Sandra Bullock.
No, I never saw it either.
Me and Maverick had a watch party on it.
I
John
had a
Malkovich
girlfriend
is
that made
in
me
it. He's
watch
real good.
28 Days Later,
Yeah.
and I thought it was the zombie flick. But apparently, it's a Sandra Bullock is addicted to drugs and is in a rehab flick.
Don't you hate it?
And ever since then,
Yeah.
I haven't really liked
Anyway,
it.
what are you gonna say, Maverick?
Said in the description of where I got this movie from, it says it's not like an alien, it's like a virus that comes off the meteor.
Yeah.
What
You
do you
change-
mean?
Did you change your mic settings again?
Yeah, it does it sound bad?
Yeah. Doesn't sound great.
Fuck. Okay,
Sounds
I'll
the same
change
to
it.
me.
No, trust me, you'll notice it in the cast. I noticed it a minute ago. And I was like, Maverick just switch mics.
Yeah, I've been fucking with
There
him.
you go. Yeah, that sounds good.
But yeah, and at one point in the movie, it shows like mushrooms, like spores, and it's like releasing stuff into the air. Like it looked like dust, but
Well, you're talking about in the movie,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, in the movie,
It was like
yeah.
smoke coming off the ground, and they had the mushrooms there and stuff.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
maybe it's. I mean, it's making this like, I don't know, maybe like it's releasing shit into the air that's fucking with them, but at the same time, it's the meteorite released like a fuck ton of radiation
Yeah.
to fuck up the animals, so enough to burn their fucking skin off.
I don't think they gave us enough information to know what this thing was.
No, they were just like, let's make this crazy fucking movie
Yeah.
and not explain a damn thing. That's coming in part 2 and 3.
I think, yeah. I think they wrote the first page, and then Cage was like, another line? And then they did another one, and then they just like, kept writing like that.
Yeah.
After every scene, they did a little bump off and just kept writing.
They hit
Like,
they were taking hits of like that oil drug in Mandy. It just flashes like their skulls melting and shit. And they're like, yeah. Just keep writing.
they're like, little does anyone know this movie was written over 37 minutes in an elevator and a bathroom.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
That's fucking nuts.
But yeah, it was bad. But like I said, I stayed with my 2.
It was watchable, Boney.
The visuals are good, but like you could watch this movie on mute
Yeah.
and enjoy it completely.
I'm sticking with my 8, man. This movie was bad shit insane, and I loved it.
Cool with the 5.
Yeah.
Nice meeting.
Anyway.
I mean, it didn't even make $1 million.
No.
I'm not saying public opinion is a good like barometer for whether or not a film's good though.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to, be that, but I don't know. I don't remember this movie coming out. Do y'all remember the
No.
I think it went straight to
commercials or
DVD, didn't it?
previews or anything?
Apparently it's got a box office, so it must have. You know what? I think I looked, and I think it went to Cannes or something like that, and then it got posted in like Alamo Draft House and those things. So I don't know if it ever got like a real global release. It might have just been very exclusive theaters or something, but it was out for a while. Yeah.
All right, we got to do an overtime on Mandy now, right?
Is that an overtime, or are you just gonna make that your pick one week? Because I don't think Maverick's ever watched.
I think we've all seen it, so that's why I was
Maverick
like
hasn't seen
overtime
it.
would be easier. Yeah, but Maverick
What the fuck
doesn't.
is Mandy? Let me look. Maybe I have seen.
I made everyone watch it.
Yeah.
I think you were gone by the time we did. You were
I think
like,
so. I think he had just left or something.
yeah. You were like hitting me up on the CB. You were like, "Hey, Whiskey Tango 1-9er," and I was like, "Get out
Hey,
my
short
room."
cock, where you at? You're like, I told you.
Told you that was a secret. Why are you spreading my secrets?
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. It's up to y'all. Like, just because there's the same movie, right? Like, not the same movie at all, but they're very similar. So, but I think Maverick would love Mandy. I don't think he would like. Like I said, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what Maverick likes anymore. I thought I
yeah.
did at one point.
So we have an 8, a 5. What'd you get in the
7.
bags? A 7 and a 2. So that's 9, 17, 23 divided by 4. My math is
What is this
right
math?
now. So that's a little less than a 6. It's like a 5.7.
Hmm.
And I think that kind of, is a perfect score for this movie.
Yeah.
You either love the visuals or you'll hate the story.
They didn't have enough of the visuals, dude.
That's
fucking
yeah.
annoying.
Like, every time
They
the thing
spent
was
too much on the
climbing-
alpaca orgy, dude.
Yeah. Every time the thing was climbing out the well or doing crazy stuff. If the whole movie was like the last 10 minutes, this would be up there on my list. So, all right, who's picking for next week?
Little Tommy's picking.
Oh, fucking Al Gore.
Yeah.
He's been hopped up on pain pills for like a month.
Yeah.
So
Originally,
God knows what this is gonna be.
Originally, I had a completely different movie picked out.
He's gonna be like Lady and the Tramp. We're like, what?
I had a different movie picked out, and then I had the surgery and stuff, and I was sitting around, and I was like, we've been trying to pick sort of like different serious movies, or whatever, and I was like, man, I want like a fun fucking pick for this week. So I'm going to a movie that anytime people are like, "What's your favorite horror movie?" Any of that shit, this is the movie I always pick. Gave me fucking nightmares when I was a kid, kept me up countless nights. We're taking it back to 1985, boys, with
Jesus.
The Return of the Living Dead.
This
And
motherfucker had
that's
the
what
DVD case.
I've had it
ready.
sitting over here, ready to go. Ready to go.
What's the disc look like?
It's so old, Tyler. It's one of the discs that it's just a plain.
Oh, well, if you
Jeez.
flip it over, it's widescreen, right?
Is that how that works?
Usually.
This is Return of the Living Dead standard.
And then you flip it over and it should say widescreen.
Sure enough, Tyler, look at you.
I'm old as shit.
Yeah.
Dude,
But,
I think I've seen this.
I made you watch it.
I remember.
What, Night of the Living Dead?
Return of the Living
Oh!
Dead.
No.
Yo, this trailer though.
What are you watching the trailer of?
Return of the Living Dead.
Oh.
But anyway,
I look forward to roasting this fucking
no.
movie.
This
Looks
movie,
decent.
I haven't watched it in. I think I watched it like 2 years ago because I was thinking about it. But man, I love this movie, but it's kept me up so many
What's
nights
the
when I was
one
younger.
with the shirt that you have?
The Return of the Living Dead, baby.
That's it?
Yeah. This
The one where
is
the
it.
guy's like, brains.
Yeah, this is it.
Alright, I don't know if I've ever seen that, but I'll watch it.
Yeah.
So,
They then proceeded to make like 3 sequels to this movie. I've never watched those, but I hear they're terrible. But this is the one that like people agree. They're like, you know what, it was good. But
Really?
Tyler's favorite thing to do is fight the people. So,
no, I mean, if I like it, I like
yeah,
it.
yeah, I
Like,
know. It has a
just-
surprisingly. I looked it up yesterday because I was thinking about the cast. It has like a 9.7 on IMDb, like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. I was like, Jesus Christ.
It might be good. Hey, guys, before we end this,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
we're going to do a special, like, well, we'll just do a podcast near Halloween. Do we want to do a Halloween? Because we'll all have cams by then.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what, 2
Mhm.
months away? And, you know, barring anything crazy happen, we all going to dress up for Halloween?
I might throw on an outfit.
Oh god.
Maybe.
Dress up as your favorite Halloween or your favorite horror movie.
I still got my outfit packed away.
I got to figure out how to do the lipstick demon.
Yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to it.
Jesus, he's gonna be in fucking blackface with like a red lipstick on.
Yeah.
I was like, no, it's
The
not.
fucking,
No.
fucking marriage dressed as a trimmer.
That's just me with my shirt off. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's the thing I was thinking about. I was like, what would everyone dress up as? Because I would just get a Leatherface mask because it's cheap and easy.
Yeah.
It cost me $20.
Yeah, your
But I'd
mom's
get the
cheap
woman
and
one.
easy too, pussy.
Oh, that was
Why?
But I would get the female Leatherface mask.
the
I don't know what they
girl.
call it.
Pretty woman. That's what they call it, the Pretty Woman mask.
I
And
had
then-
no idea there was a female.
Yeah.
It's not. It's him. But
It's
he's just
him
dressed
where
as
he's
a woman.
lipstick and
Yeah, the
fuck?
dress and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
it's great.
But Bags is the one that I don't know what he would do.
Maybe a nice Jason mask.
No, I would like to think you'd be fucking what's that movie? The fuck I can't think of the name of it.
Which one? He dresses
The one
up.
where the guy speaks Latin and is like, "Hey." But he's
Yeah.
just there on camera as like the flaming guy. We're like, no, get help.
Yeah.
He's like on fire. He's like,
Yeah.
hey guys. We're like, no. But
That'd be funny.
Bags can just get a white polo and a golf club. He could be the fucking kid from Funny Games.
He's gonna. Oh yeah, with the gloves. Man.
Yeah, with the gloves.
like I said, I was just curious what y'all
I'm
would
getting
dress up
kind of
as.
hungry.
Nah, he's gonna come. He's gonna come on with like a jetpack. This motherfucker flying.
Oh, no, he's gonna have like a gardener's gear on. Like I was in the greenhouse.
Greenhouse, yeah. Oh boy.
But yeah, I don't know what anyone would dress like. You know, like I said, I figured Tom might do a Halloween.
Hmm.
But Maverick's no clue.
I never
right?
did Myers. I always dressed up as Jason when I was a kid.
Well, that's because that's the easiest one to buy.
He
at the
is pretty
store, right?
easy.
It's like $7 at
Yeah,
Walmart.
I had the blood machete and everything.
Dude,
Incredibly looking. You have a real machete now.
I do have a real machete. I would carry that.
But what was Jason's best kill though? It wasn't a machete. Like the spear
when he
gun was amazing.
No, he folded that dude in the bed.
That's
shit was
No,
so
the
that's
sleeping bag
the
was
sleep.
the best. Anyways,
That's
we're
good.
going over this, but we're gonna watch these movies
Yeah.
too.
I like the Jason X with the fucking, which he freezes that bitch's head and then smashes it down on the fucking table.
Anyways, Halloween special Halloween edition.
Yeah.
In costume. That's an idea. Because you only need a mask, right? Or paint your face or whatever.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
don't see much of you. But anyways, so Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the Living Dead. Yeah, Night of the Living Dead and Return of the Living Dead, two very different movies. So Return of the Living Dead.
One Tom likes.
Yeah, 1985. This movie's old, boys.
This is the year Bags was born.
Baz, were you-
99. I was born in 91.
Okay. So anyway, next week, Return of the Living Dead. But for now, I think it's about time to clock out, head home. Mavericks fucking send the Amazon links in the chat.
You got any games for the Super Nintendo?
We're not
Me?
finished yet, you fuck.
Yeah.
I have Zelda in the machine up there.
Do you have any other games?
I don't think so. I think they're all
Is
gone.
that Link to the Past? Is that what's... I'm just... Yeah, it's okay if we just end
I'll look
He
later.
just turned and was staring at it. I was like,
I have a teddy bear in front of it. I can't see the cartridge.
Is that Freddie Mercury next to your TV?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
Freddie Mercury and Nacho Libre.
Two very normal
Two
people.
very normal people. All
I
right.
thought that was Bowie, but anyways.
No, I don't know if they have. I'm sure they have both. Anyway, hey, like, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell. You know, all that shameless fucking plugs.
I just realized you didn't introduce anyone at the beginning of this.
The way I introduce is I just go, hey, Maverick, what's your pick? Hey, Bags, what's your score? Whatever.
Shout out to Mavericks. It looks nice.
I think I gave it a 6 out of 10. Is that what you asked
You
me
gave
for?
it a 7.
A 7?
But yeah, it was.
Tyler was asking me how I introduce people, and I was saying I just asked them to give me their score, and that's how I introduce people. But hey, you know,
Mavericks' bed's looking cozy as fuck, but I
it
kind of want
is.
to.
That dog is cozy as fuck right now.
Yeah,
All right, guys, thanks for joining.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you guys next week.